Hey, what's going on, you guys? Michael here today, and today I have the most ambitious Planet Coaster build yet. This is a school project, and I don't know if you guys ever read The Most Dangerous Game, the book, the short story, but today I built Ship Trap Island, and today I will be explaining everything about this island and what I did for the project. And guys, keep in mind tomorrow that there will be another video. Today, this is just going through the queue line, actually riding the coaster, and some shots of the coaster, just to clarify what I did for the project and what the project, for the guidelines of the project. Tomorrow will be another video, a very long video that you guys can watch, where you get a better tour of the island. It's not me building the island, because this build took me 15 hours overall, so I will not be posting that because it's just way too long. But if you do want to see that, comment down below and give this video a like, because I've spent 15 hours on this, and I feel like I deserve a like, and I feel like I deserve a good grade. Anyway, let's get into today's video. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, as you guys can see, there's a monorail, but this has to substitute for a yacht, because if you read the story, you'll know that they were on a yacht, but I'm not paying $10 for that DLC pack, so yeah, monorail's just gonna have to do. If you use your imagination, it'll be just fine, and trust me, there are multiple things on this island that you'll have to use your imagination for. But that's really all video games are. Anyway, the guests will start by boarding the yacht, and so they will sit down, and then they will go to the island. Now, it was really foggy, but the way you'll be facing on the monorail or the yacht, you won't be able to see the island, just like this guest, the way they're sitting. So that's a little interesting. Just keep in mind that there's no good way for fog or mist in Planet Coaster for that to form. So I just had it so they face away from the island. And so basically, I turned off all the limits on this game, everything. So that's why I'm able to bring the monorail into the water. With the DLC pack, it's like $10 or something. So for the adventure boat, yeah, that would be more realistic, but the monorail will do just fine. And in the book, they said that they were on yachts, so yeah, I think it works a little better. It's a little more real. It's a little more, it's a little not real, but like, you know, it's a little more fancy than that adventure boat in the DLC pack. All right, now that you are down in the water, your boat is taking you to Rio to fish, or to hunt. I'm sorry, it's hunting. Anyway, catch animals. Yeah. All right. So now you are just not facing the island. You're on your way to Rio. I wish I could make this foggy though, so you can see the land. Anyway, you're just gonna have to use your imaginations again. Now you're in the ocean. You know, you're going to Rio. I couldn't really make a crash. That wouldn't really work. So what I did was I just made a station, and then you walk up to the island. It's actually like a separate island, which you'll see here. But I had to have other rides, and I had to have shops and all that stuff, because Planet Coaster won't run, or it will operate, but it won't be nice and flowy like an actual park like this should be. So that's what tomorrow's video is going to be. You'll be able to see all this. But we are over 2,000 guests every visit. So now you get off this and you walk up the queue. Now you're on the island. Tomorrow's video, you'll see a little more about the island. And so here you are walking up the island, and you have lights, just green lights, and all these palm trees. This is the shore. The dude, Ransford, washes up on shore, and he walks up to this building, which he sees. It's a little foggy, a little misty. I did take the time to put some mist down here. I thought it just looked cool. The green lights, just the ambience as you walk up to this building, it's incredible. I will say, you guys, that this you do have to use your imagination for, because, well, this is Planet Coaster, and nothing, no matter how hard you try, is really going to compare to what the author was thinking inside his mind as he was writing the book. So definitely, please just hang in there. Some parts will seem a little off, and yes, I will admit, some parts it's a little far-fetched, but you just gotta use your imagination. And now you're at the top, you're up on the top of the island. It's a little like foresty. When I originally thought of this, I didn't want you to see the roller coaster at all, but just no matter how hard you try, there's not big enough trees. And that big dude Ivan, couldn't find him in Planet Coaster, and I couldn't recreate him. So that's the general. He is tipping his hat to you. I don't know, just something I thought fit really well. And you're in his like grand foyer. You got some barrels, some storage, I don't know. He likes drinking. They could be some fine wines he's trying to show off. And then you have your TV. As the guests continue to walk, I do want to point out that I created this building by putting three massive extra large skyscrapers together, the preset in Planet Coaster, and ultimately that's what the building is made out of. They talk about how there's three towers at the edge of the buildings, but I just took 3 towers overall. And here is the dining room. I know Ransford eats a couple meals here, so have this nice fine dining room. Now, I don't know what day and age this is written in, so I'm guessing they have electricity. I kind of made it dimly lit. I think it just adds to the effect, the mood and stuff. But little backstory, actually. Both of them are hunters, and, well, if you haven't read the book, I'm just gonna tell you, like, quickly what it's about. Both are hunters. One writes books, Ransford writes books. The general who lives here hunts, and he's one of the best hunters in the world. And by the way, back there, that was just a little bit of storage, you know, some dynamite, some extra guns. But anyway, the general who owns this place, who built this place, hunts humans because he hunted everything else in the world, and he got bored with everything. And with humans, ships that crash onto this island are the ones that are being hunted. He plays the game, which is the most dangerous game. Basically, he gives you 3 days to not to be hunted, and if he kills you, you lose, and if you win, well, you just get to leave the island. And basically, so by the time he tells you that you're being hunted or the game will begin, that's when you're getting on the roller coaster and stuff. But now, as you're going up and up the tower, this is you checking out your floor, your bedroom. You have this nice bedroom. You have a TV. You have a bookshelf. You got these dragon torches. I thought since he was a hunter, you know, he could hunt some dragons or something. He accidentally walked through this light. I'm not really gonna fix that, but you see how high you are, and you get to you get a feeling for where you are in this main tower. And you have this nice big bed. Kind of neat. I don't know who created that, but props to them. Bravo. That is awesome. I could never create something like that with Planet Coaster. But can I just say that this soundtrack, I say this every episode, but I love the music in this game. That I think that's one of the main reasons why I was able to play this for 15 hours and make that. Alright, now we're going into this game room where, you know, midnight game, and like they drink, you know, you got the barrels of beer and your wine, you got your TV. This is where you play those card games. You I don't know, you play Gin Rummy or Bool or something like that, or maybe Gamble, I don't know, but then you head down here, and this is where the theming gets a little loose, because, well, now this is as you're walking down here after sleeping, eating a few meals, gaming. Now this is you walking down to one of the towers. You're in Tower 2, what I call it right now, out of the 3 towers. And so basically he's talking about how he hunts things, and so this is as the guest, like the guest is being put in Ransford's body right now, and the general is talking to you, General Zaroff or whatever his name is. So he's talking to you. Basically this is him saying that he hunts humans, he gets bored with hunting other things, and now he is taking you outside into his little outside area. His dogs should be here, but right now they are hunting another human. The other guests on the train that's out there, you'll see where the dogs are. There aren't actual, like, real good dogs in Planet Coaster, so I had to use this, like, mechanical, electronic dog. I think it just adds to the effect of being scary. Now you enter the coaster station. The reason why I made the queue line really extended it in here is because this thing has such good capacity that the line should only end up being in the station, which allows you for interrupted theming on the ride. But now we're going to take a ride on this coaster, and I'm going to explain it to you guys what's going on. So as you're on this train, the guy is like, I'm giving you 3 days and like a 5-hour, I forget what it said exactly in the book. It was like, I'm going to give you a little bit of a head start. So now there's lights flashing, the back row will get that. The gates open up and you head up the chain lift. So this is you just like thinking about what you're gonna do. You don't want to get hunted. This is Ivan giving you your knife, your bag, your food, your clothes, your moccasins, and now you're just thinking about what you're gonna do. And then you reach the top of the chain lift, okay? And now you're gonna head down the drop, and this is supposed to represent you running through the woods, trying to just explore the island in a way that you want to find a good place to hide, a good place to like think about what's actually happening. So now you're heading through a tunnel, and you're going to go into a vertical loop. I wanted to add some elements in, also make this a ride, because that would just be more fun. And now you're heading into a double corkscrew, and okay, so that was, we got to pause. So a little bit earlier in the video, I said you have to use your imagination. Well, this is one of those moments. There's clearly a building there, but I stacked up a whole bunch of trees and made it all overgrown, because for the first night, he goes into the forest and he goes atop a tree. And so when you go into this building for this little theme section, this little stop section, this is basically just him sleeping in his first night, and the general finds him, and you'll see this in there. I just want you guys, you have to imagine that there's nice trees, and like he's actually going in, hiding in the trees, yet it's a roller coaster and it's going into a building. That's as bestly themed as I could do it. Okay, let's get back to the video. Alright, so now you're heading into this building, and the doors open up, and this is like, your little wooded area where you might stay. And up here is the general hiding in the tree. He points his gun at you. Then after that, the animatronic would lower the gun, and there's another guy. I just thought, it looked cool. And then as he shoots at you, you launch out of there. You're running away. And then this is the end of the second night when the general leaves, and you're trying to make another plan. You're going all over. You do a few more elements, and this is where that was the first night that he needed to stay, and now you're going around. You're exploring the island. You're trying to see what you can do to make it so you win the game. And then, so this is you setting up for the second night right here. And there's his dogs chasing after you in the second night. Then you speed up and you go into the Bernese tiger pit down there. I know in the story they use spikes, and that hurt him and the dogs. But I used fire. Best I could do, same difference. I mean, it still would hurt really bad. And then, so you're going to this huge double helix, and now you go into this like abandoned building type of thing. I think that like these are just the refugees, and this is you as on the coaster as the general, and there's people in there, the sailors. These are like all the bunks, and they're shooting at you, and there's exploding things, and this is kind of like the refugee house, and they're trying to shoot at you. So this is the only part where you take the role of the general. But now once you hit this chain lift, you're back in Ransford's position. This is him thinking of his master plan. So the whole entire time that you are on the chain lift, this is basically you trying to think of what you're gonna do to really hurt the general and make it so you can win the game and not lose your life. And the reason why I made the chain lift so slow is so you can do that. So it's actually possible for you to do that. You're pondering ideas, thinking about what you can do just walking through the woods, because coasters are fast, so that's supposed to represent you running through the woods. So there's nice blocked areas, those chain lifts, that's you walking, thinking and pondering what you might do next. And then when you reach the top of this, this is where it goes into a more hyper style layout with not as many inversions, which is why I went with the Fury trains instead of the Incredible Hawk trains. which you guys might notice that if you're a huge coaster enthusiast or something. But now this is you collecting materials to build your master weapon, or your knife and your wood that you need, and finding the tree. And I'll get to that more in a bit, because he makes this tree which lands on the general, which hurts him, and that's coming up here. I'll point it out to you. It's another thing where where you have to imagine this, because well, once you go over this, it's right here in this hole. So that tree, once the general is following you, will fall on him. Okay, and this is you running away. So right here, you're making sure it's set, and then boom, you launch out of this, and you're running away from the general. And then right about here, when you cross back over, you see him getting hit by the tree. And then what you do, just to make sure you keep running away, which is why I have the sea serpent roll. It's kind of just like you're dodging him and more trees and rock, and then you turn around and you're going to see if you actually hurt the general. And yet there's no general there. He walked back, so this is where you would be seeing if he was hurt. And then he walked back to his bedroomer to get help with that person that he was with. And this is where this is where you jump off the cliff into the water to swim back to that place. But the way Planet Coaster is, I didn't want to build the coaster in the water, because, well, the monorail's right down there. So I just had to do a bat wing left, and then you go into a curved airtime hill, a couple bunny hills, a launch, and then you go into the super forceful airtime hill, give some good ejector, and then you go into this super tight bank turn, and then into the final brakes. So then this signifies you going to the general and killing him, which is basically the exit. You're walking through the dark. I didn't show that because, well, it's just darkness, and it's a mess. But anyway, let's go do some off-ride shots, and I'll show you guys what I was talking about. You get some better views from the air than actually on the coaster. So yeah, let's go do that. Alright, so right here is where you basically are ending the coaster, and then right there is the tree trap in the middle, and that's where you turn around. There's the refugee, there's the Bernese tiger pit. Put some moss, it should trick them, and there's the electric dogs. Again, couldn't find big enough real dogs. I think they're from Star Wars. They look very Star Wars-like. I still think it adds to the ride. It doesn't take away from it. I think my take on the ride is very different, but it's also not so different that it doesn't matter, or is not good enough. But that is the first night stay in that building, and then there's the cliff where the Batwing is. That's the area where he jumps off, and then there is the dog, where the dogs are. Banana Roll, behind the Banana Roll is the station, where his main area is. So yeah, that's the video I have for you guys. Check it out tomorrow, where we walk through everything. I give you a little bit more of a tour. This was just the main attraction. Yes, I did say there are more attractions, because that's how you run an amusement park. You need to do that. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.